since my friend Daniel opened up about Snapchat, everyone's been wondering, what is a Snap Show, how can I get one, and is this money real? So I'm just gonna break it all down for you because I had one of the biggest Snap Shows on the platform. And I'm not gonna lie, there's been a secret society of a group of like 30 of us gatekeeping this from the world because of how profitable Snapchat is and how competitive it is. Let's start with number one. What is a Snap Show? If you're familiar with Snapchat, you know the discovery feed. On there you see a lot of videos like maybe satisfying videos, sports compilations, or celebrity news. So many different niches just like every other social media platform. But Snapchat is completely different, and let me explain why. There's no button for you to just go create a Snap Show account and instantly have a show. First, you need a media agency that's partnered with Snapchat. All you have to do is find an agency and then ask them to pitch you an episode. So you would create your first pilot episode, you would add some title/thumbnails, and then your media agency will send that off to a Snapchat partner, and then give you the okay or the nay on that episode. And if your show is approved, congratulations, you have a Snap Show. And if your show is not approved, congratulations, you're like everyone else and you don't have a Snap Show. And this is why it's so hard to obtain. Most people don't know how to find an agency, and then if they do find one, there's no guarantee that they're gonna get that show approved because they're handpicked. But it is possible. I started Snapchat in April. During this time, it was a lot easier to get shows. You pretty much just submitted an episode and then you could get in, if you didn't violate any guidelines, of course. Snapchat has a lot of very strict guidelines. Very strict. One of, and if not the very best niche on Snapchat, is celebrity news. And when you think of celebrity news, you think of all these high-end shows like maybe Drama Alert, BBC, CBS, and then there's us, people like me, like Daniel Bitten, Not Luke, myself, YouTubers who came onto the platform to make a great big buck. That is not what Snapchat intended at all. When they realized a bunch of people like us from YouTube was coming over and making content on Snapchat that necessarily wasn't as high quality as these really big corporations, they began to shut it down really fast. So yeah, it is possible to get a show that's outside of the celebrity news niche, but no guarantees unless you can find someone who has a show that they're just not using. So that pretty much wraps up how you get a Snapchat show and what it is, but let's get into what you really want to know. The money. There's so many different ways to make money on Snapchat that people don't even know about. There's a point in time where you could re-upload a TikTok and literally get paid thousands and thousands of dollars for one video. I'm telling you, if you had a video get 100,000 views, you're looking at a $700 payout. This was the time during around 2021, 2022. The Snapchat Spotlight was paying ridiculously. Now, not so much. Another way that you can monetize is through Snapchat Stories. This is one of the hardest ways to make money, but it's one of the easiest, and it's probably the most profitable out of any of these, genuinely. Once you're a verified Snap creator, you have to meet these requirements: 50,000 followers, 25 million views in the past 28 days, 12,000 watch hours, and 20 stories posted in the past 20 days. I know, it's a lot. But once you reach these requirements, you're looking at daily payouts of thousands of dollars, I kid you not. Think about people like David Dobrik, who quit YouTube entirely just to post on Snapchat. It's estimated that he's making $30,000 a day from posting on Snapchat alone. A lot of these big creators who fall off of YouTube and just cease to exist go to Snapchat. We gatekeep it because it pays so well. And once you get into the small circle who's able to do stories revenue share and literally getting paid to post on your story, you're looking at the easiest tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars you've ever seen in your life. Snapchat is a company that is dire for its creators right now. Because realistically, when you think of a social media platform that you want to become a creator on, no one thinks of Snapchat, and that's what they want to fix. So they're incentivizing people going over to their platform, building a brand for themselves off of Snapchat. They can compete with, of course, the TikToks, the Instagrams. Right now, that's just not the case, so they're just flooding money. Flooding. I will say it is rare to get a Snap Star. Yes, I have one, and I'm in every single program. But if you're gonna go this method for Snapchat, you need to at least have some type of established following somewhere else. The last Snapchat source of revenue is, of course, the Snap Shows, which I've been talking about this entire video. Now I'll show you exactly how much these are making. So this is one of the shows that I have. As you can see, we have so many different tiles with so many different episodes. All of these stories I created. I'll click on this video for example. This video got 933,000 views. When we titled this, Nikocado Avocado Officially Lost It. And hopefully the editor can zoom in on this. This one video made $17,000 in revenue. Right here I have a more recent story, Lil Tay is back. So those who remember, Lil Tay was gone for a long time and then she was back. I was one of the first ones to hop on this. I instantly made a script and this video ended up getting 730,000 views. And because this video got less paid impressions, it ended up making $7,400 with a CPM of $11. And right now I'll go to the month of just September alone. We can see that the show generated $115,000 total with a $12.31 CPM on average. And if we click on CPM right here, we can see the best day there was a CPM of $17. I use CPM and RPM like interchangeably, for those who are wondering. They're the same thing. But guys, that is a lot of money. That is a paper farm of money. And if we go to the month of August right before this, the show grossed $144,000, with the best day making 12.5k and the worst day making 1.3k. And as you can see, the Bobby Althoff video was actually the one that performed the best. This video had about a $12 CPM almost and made us almost $16,000. That's a crap ton of money. That is a lot of money. If you do it for long enough, you'll have a farm of Lamborghinis. But unfortunately, things aren't as good as they seem. When I first started Snapchat takes half of the revenue, which means that you're left with that extra half. So saying theoretically, if I made $200,000, I would only get $100,000. So I know it may seem ridiculous, but a lot of platforms like YouTube and TikTok and Instagram literally already do this, but they don't show you what they take. I believe YouTube takes about 45%, 50% on ad revenue, but people, of course, they just don't see how much they're losing, so no one really complains about it. So yeah, say you made $200,000, you're getting $100,000. You would think so, right? But keep in mind, the only way that you got the Snap Show is through a media agency. So on top of that, the media agency is going to take a percent. Typically, we see around 20-30% unless you own the media agency, of course. So let's say a month you make $200,000. Snapchat takes half, so you have $100,000. And your media agency takes 25%. So now you're stuck with $75,000, and that is a lot of money. But recently, Snapchat did some other new features. And remember how I said they don't really like us on their platform very much? Well, now we have even more of an incentive of not being on here. Because now, instead of 50% that they take, it is now 70%. So if you're going to make $200,000 on the show, congrats. Total, that is now $60,000. And if your agency takes 25%, you're left with $45,000. Now, I'll be completely honest with you. That's enough for me to do it. That's not enough for me to quit. $45,000 on the little work that I do on Snapchat is more than enough than worth it. I've at a point where I've automated it to where I'm not editing anything. I come up with the ideas and I write the scripts because I choose to. If I had another script writer, that's of course someone else to the payroll. But I believe that Snapchat is still worth it personally. So consider a lot of these really big number revenues misleading, but just know it's still, even with all of those cuts, higher than YouTube. All of these things I've just said about Snapchat. A lot of good things, a lot of meh things, but there's something super important that you need to take into account if you're trying to get yourself a Snap Show that's more important than anything. If you're going to go into a niche that's high paying, like celebrity news and what everyone has done to completely blow themselves out the water, you have to follow guidelines that are extremely strict. I own the 25th biggest Snap Show on the platform. 3.5% of all Snapchat viewers saw my show. It was up there with the likes of SportsCenter and these huge companies, Daily Mail. Then there was me in my room with some editors and my friends doing this together. And the only reason I was able to rise to the top was because everyone before me was banned. There's usually a breadwinner in Snapchat. Since Snapchat is such a small ecosystem, we all know each other. And there's usually shows that take off and excel. And so you have those shows that are literally within like the top 10, the top 15 on all of Snapchat. They make a lot of money and then they get banned. What are they getting banned for? Well, clickbait. And if it's not clickbait, it's something stupid, like if it has a negative connotation. I'll give you an example. I made a video saying Sniper Wolf is getting canceled. And because it was titled Sniper Wolf is getting canceled, it's a violation. Because I said something negative about a person in the title. Nothing in that video was clickbait whatsoever. She was receiving mass hate on the internet and the video got taken down for clickbait. You can be as honest as possible, but if it doesn't fit Snapchat's narrative, they won't like it. If you think you can go on Snapchat and talk about Tristan and Andrew Tate all day, they're not going to allow it. They don't like him. Their rules are extremely inconsistent, and I would only consider a Snap Show as a temporary form of income because of how strict they are with their rules, how inconsistent they are. You see one guy do one thing, it's cool. You do it, then it's not cool. Partner managers can be hard to communicate with, and I realized that my show was only in the position that it was in was because all of the competition was just getting wiped out until it was my turn, and guess what happened? I got wiped out too. Now what's so fortunate for me is that I have other shows on Snapchat, so this isn't it for me. But a lot of people it is. I think the only upside I could say is that if you do get banned on your Snapchat show, you're gonna get paid the money. If your whole agency that puts you on gets banned and you lose your portal and everything, you're still gonna get paid. But it just sucks that you could just put so much hard work and just do so well and think that you're following guidelines and they'll get you for the smallest slip up, the tiniest things. I remember I did a video of Kai Cenat as the tile and he was holding literally a marker like this, and because it resembled a cigarette, the thing got a violation, bro. Like, are you serious? Like, you could show a shirtless person on Snapchat if they're fit. If you show a shirtless person that's fat, it gets taken down. If you make one word all caps that they don't know about, they'll call it baity content. So no capitalizations. If you have the wrong take on a certain topic and the Snapchat rep sees it and he's just like, oh, this doesn't fit, they're going to take it down. I'm not going to get too much into politics, but Snapchat is just one of those companies that they really just kind of control the narrative of stuff that you want to put on their platform. You could say true stuff all you want to, but if they just don't like it, then there's going to completely just wipe it out. You're going to get censored, you're going to get taken down, and you're going to get permanently banned, and you're going to never be able to upload again. So you just kind of have to get used to it. I would say there is ways to fight around it, but I will say every single show in the celebrity news niche is eventually going to get banned. You understand that your days are numbered. There's no way that you can report the news and it's always going to be sunflower and rainbows. But yeah, sorry for that little rant at the end. That pretty much is going to wrap up Snapchat. I talked about 3 ways that you can make money from Snapchat, but I really dived into the celebrity news shows and just Snapchat shows in general, because you can do them in any niche, and it really is so profitable, and so many people have been so curious about it. I keep getting so many questions. So hopefully I answered all of your curiosity. I would say if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I probably won't reply, but leave them down anyway because I may reply. And just remember, not everything's a celebrity niche show. You could do like sports or something like that, and you could probably be safer in the guidelines if you are trying to get into this. I would tell anyone who's actively trying to get a Snap show, good luck. I definitely could help you a little bit. I have a lot of things planned in the future on this channel about how to make some money online, so make sure to subscribe to stay tuned for more.